Dai. Hello and welcome to the stream. As usual, the hardest part of the game. I should name this craft somehow. Do you have any idea? Hi. Hello, Mabu. Just a few minutes ago, I streamed and someone said something about a challenge to fly over some small gap near the science station, or what does it call, this R&D facility. So on one engine, which is a little bit odd because normal planes have one engines only, I guess. But let's try that. Maiden flight for this bitch, and she still not have any name or call sign resembling a name or anything, just no name craft 3, I guess, or 2, I don't know. I'll let you do the honor to name it. Yes, I will be definitely going for that next time. Not real life like Shuttle, but a Shuttle kind of thing. Sorry, no, I can't because I haven't got the vector engines. Maybe I can, but will be a little bit tricky. We'll see. I try it anyways. Whoops, that was a mistake. Accidentally pushing the roll button instead of the Joe button. Anyway, this was just a quick little trip to see where should I go through, and that bridge was so low. Let's try that shuttle thing. I'm more like to build things than fly them. This one is only liquid fuel, because it's just an airplane. I do not have the Rapier engines nor the turbo fan, what that called. just a sec. And my wife decided to make some noises. So that turbo ramjet engine, or the rapier, just a sec, just closing the door. Okay, I'm here. So what's hard? To download or to make a shuttle? Because I can do it, I guess, in a small scale. So let's just show it to you. Shuttle kind of thing, because I do not have the Mark III parts as well. So I cannot do a real shuttle right now. For that I'd like to have the vector engine, and these are the shuttle fins, so those I do not have to, but I can make a plane and attach it to a external tank and set up the thing so that it can fly. Or at least I can try, but maybe I would not give it so much time to be perfect. But I'll try it, so no problem. I did some back in the 0.25 era. Let's first make the shuttle. And this one will go with iDriver or Petru, I never know. Petru is your name, I guess. So a shuttle then, eh? Let's make it from... no, you haven't really missed anything. I just tried that plane you just see, and it failed miserably. It was good to fly, but as usual my pilot skills are not the best. So a shuttle needs a cargo bay and some monopropellant too, because as far as I know they use that to stabilize the craft, and not SAS, but without SAS I wouldn't fly anything. So you have to like that. Maybe I should put the monopropellant on the back because of balance, and maybe the fuel in the front, or the fuel in the back too. That would be catastrophic, I guess, because that way we'll see. But I think it will be okay. And problem number 2, how am I going to attach 3 engines to be good? Because I do not have the vectors, and I do not have the MK3 backplate, which is already angled, so I have to make a little adjustment with it on the fly, or maybe just before launch. You need an engine with a gimbal, and the Vector is the best for this purpose, but I do not have that, as I said, as you can see, so I can go with either these swivels or with this liquid fuel engine interior. Both of them has a vectoring range. I just do not know if that 4 or 5 degree will be enough or not. Or I could do 3 of these. Let's just try that. It has a fairly decent thrust, so it might work as a low-tech shuttle. Okay, so I'm just exchange them then. No, I can't, because that's not surface mountable. So I guess I have to do that with these, or I may use struts, like these cubic struts. Yes, we can do a little satellite here or anything, so it's just a placeholder, because you asked for a shuttle, and the shuttle's only purpose is to bring something to orbit, so that could go here. And now I'm just need a way to make them looks like nicer, and to be a little bit upwards, like all three of them, because that's the key. If you watch the shuttle with those vector engines, they are angled upwards a little bit, and that's the key, the trick. But I will do that later, because I want to show why and how you can do that. So it will be easy to how to do, but we need to check this center of thrust overlay, and we need to adjust it to cross the center of mass, and the center of mass will be like here where the big tank is. So we need to aim this arrow, just point outwards from that center, and that's the key only. So, but with 2 more engines, of course, at least 3 more engines, and that's not an easy task, because that center of mass is a little bit will be oscillating depending on the fuel it has. So yep, it will be a nice job to balance it out, and that's why I said it won't be polished to perfect, because that's not a 2 hour job for me. There you go, a cargo from subassembly. Oh yeah, if I have to make this, it's like 10 minutes plus, and I already have them. I just need to watch its engines, not shoot on the first stage. that would be catastrophic. And you see, that's why I said maybe the monopropellant tank should be going before the cargo bay, because there is no way I can put this wing that far behind and it won't look cool at all. I don't know. Maybe this wing is not ideal because it's so much smaller, but I do not have that huge ass wing. So it's, as I said, it will be a low-tech stuff, not the proper equipmented. We're still missing the external tank, so while I'm not adding that, I should not even touch those engines. That's the last part of the build, to balance them out. Yes, not the easiest job, but it's manageable. These engines are just seemingly way too big for this craft. I'd rather... Whoa! Whoops! I forgot the symmetry. And I should not forget the RCS either. We are still missing 2 nozzles at least, and then we can do the tank. Oops, and landing gears. You see? Not an easy task. And air brakes, as well as drag chute for the stopping power. It's kind of strange, but we will do anyway, somehow. And yes, my biggest tank is just not enough to make a proper proportions. You see, it's just way too small. Let's cheat a little. Yep, that will be the cheating part, tweak scale. And I do not know how that will turn out, because tweak scale tends to mess around with the tanks a lot, like weight per fuel ratios and such. We'll see, maybe. But I guess on this one, I don't know. But we, jeez, look at that mess. And yes, just as I thought, we do not have big enough engines for this bitch, so I have to cheat again. So something like that. Is it big or just right? One more door, orange tank. I don't know what that means. If you have a way, so we can do that next time or sometime later. Wow. Windows decided to ask for a reboot. We'll do a little bit later. Right now I do have a problem. I don't know why, but I cannot attach it. So maybe we have to do it with docking ports. I just don't feel like it, but as it seems I have no other means to do that. Yeah, So with docking ports. Maybe the problem is with the root part. I have tried something else. Oh jeez, sometimes this game is just a pain in the ass. It uses a junior docking port, so I'm going to do that, and that way I should be able to dock the craft to it. And now if I can select another this part here, if I can save this into a sub-assembly, that would be cool, because that part is easily attachable for a I just got an idea. Maybe the docking port was the problem, and I will show you why am I thinking that. even if I can or cannot save this. Yep, I simply can't save it, but it's not necessary. You see, it's just a docking port, so I need to put a radial attachment point on it, and then I can attach the craft, because the docking port is just not capable of surface mounting or surface attachment, so I need this extra part here. Elfzug. Yep, that's the solution for our problems, I see. But for that I should... No, wait. If I'm remake this craft and place the junior docking port on the correct spot, then I can use that to attach to a what's it called? Detacher. I don't know its name. Decoupler. So we do not need that for sure, because we want a decoupler, and we'll see. I tried that, but as soon as I get rid of the junior docking port from the shuttle itself, it just won't attach to anything anymore. So, and without that I cannot save it as a subassembly. And I do not want to detach it by a docking port. I'd like to have a ejecting force anyway. So I'm going to adjust the junior docking port on the craft itself, resave it as a subassembly, but the docking port will be on the correct spot. I will be dock right here and use the decoupler anyways to get rid of the craft so that way I do not need to worry about docking ports anymore. This is strange, I cannot even adjust its part. Maybe this way. Yes, and I'm speaking like crazy and haven't pushed a button. So this changed our center of mass, not by much, but in this technology we should exactly know how many. And if you can see, just right here, so maybe I'm going to move this as far up as I can, and that's it. If the, I guess it will be okay. It's not too far, so if I get a push like here, that's not so many turning force. So I think it will be okay. And this is the root part, which is good for now. And that root part is facing the right direction also. Yep. Awesome. Just need to give it a little bit more room. Nope. Yeah, this is the way we can attach it to the external tank, I guess. So just make a subassembly and try to load it onto the external tank. It looks awesome. Yeah, the easiest step of the process is already done. Now we just need to adjust our center of trust. Ooh. This resized engine makes so much trust. It doesn't even bother with these. Or no way. This is kinda stinks. It should push this center of trust a little bit like this way. And therefore I should adjust these ones like so. Wow, that's not something I saw. Yep, they are just too powerful. And this way they are just too tiny. So it's not an easy task. But I'm more concerned about these boosters and how they get this fucked up. I don't know. Nope, not at all. Orbital maneuvering engines on Shuttle is monopropellant. We'll see. Although we have enough trust, ó, szia Balázs! Mi a cél? Itt valaki kérte, hogy építsek egy shuttle-t. Ezt próbálom megoldani low-tech eszközökkel, mivel még nincs meg a Vector Engine. Meg ugye nem volt elég nagy üzemanyagtartályom, szóval muszáj voltam tweakscale-t alkalmazni. Petru, how does it looking? It looks a little bit off still, so I may just want to push down a little this shuttle here. And maybe a little bit more arc on those engines. I don't know, they are yep, I will add them. Those are just not the main concern before start. We should drop it to the ground and see if these SRBs are going to hold it together or not. Thank you. So few lines for sure. And that's it. We are just need to make some trial and error to make these engines point the right direction exactly. If I can, yeah, that's right. You see, I totally forgot them. Yep, I know that make the node attach only. I did tried, trust me. Most of the times, yes, it's easier. We should make a strut too here. You won't believe me if it helps. It's a welcome. Anyways, I'm just a little bit concerned about this thing will just push itself to the other direction, like lean on the shuttle or something like that. Anyway, it's almost time for test it out. We just need some victims, I mean test pilots. And just double check if everything seems like, you see, that seems like a little bit off, I guess. I don't know. Oh, just watch from the wrong angle. Yeah, it's eyeballed because there was no other way to attach this shuttle to the external tank. And this looks good, I guess. Nope, that won't gonna happen. And I just need to see if, okay, these tanks going fuel to this tank here. That's good. Sorry, this tank here. Does it push in through? Or should I attach it directly to the tank? Just to be sure. I'm going to do that. So, test launch, I guess. So far so good, it's stable on its feet, on those boosters. And it's facing the wrong way, because it should face like this. That's easily manageable. But let's first try to launch it and see what happens. It handles itself quite well. Just want to go to the other direction, which is not the best idea. But it's easy on the turn. For a first try, I wouldn't say it was a bad one. For a very first time. First try, I mean. Now it's pushing itself over, which is kinda good, but I have to manually push it back. And now it's awesome. Really is. just I don't know why it want to rotate itself, because yeah, I know why. Because I'm eyeballing those engines not precisely attached, and that's why it's, you see, just try to balance itself out, which is not good for me now. And we have an orbit. Yeah, we have a 97 kilometer approx, and we still have that huge tank, and we will need it, because circulating with this thing, I just really don't want to do that. Let's see how Jeb handles it. In space there is no air, so it will going haywire with the least amount of misplacement on the engines. Maybe I should... no, that's a wrong idea. I wanted to say I should turn off these engines, but no, they are the only ones who balance the thing out, and it don't spinning this way. And it's pretty stable in space too. And that's, to be honest, it's very good feeling. It was the very first try, and we all almost made a less than perfect what's it called, polar orbit, and that's really cool. Anyway, as it seems, these lines are not working as intended. So even though they have a heading, those little arrow pointing to the shuttle, the shuttle's tanks are empty, which is strange. Yep. You may remember I just put these RCS, like eyeballing it or them, and they make a little bit of rotation if I just want to rise or not. But Since we are here, and since this is a more or less real life replica, we should deploy our satellite. And now we have one more task. It's to get back to Kerbaling. Should I try to aim for the runway again? And yeah, I just realized why we would need some liquid fuel. Because in the atmosphere we will have no way to adding enough thrust to our ship here. So it's either gliding down somehow, or but the thing is, I'm not the best pilot in the world, as you already saw. So it will be maybe a disaster. Control from here, just to be sure, and aim for retrograde. I know real shuttle doesn't have reaction wheels, just RCS, but it's KSP. So I wouldn't use monopropellant for a simple turn by any means. This craft is by itself is nimbling, so as you can see I haven't touched anything, and this thing is just just be inactive for a second, please. Save, yes, and no way I'm going to land this thing on the runway. Just realized, yes, we are on a polar orbit, so I'm just making adjustment like so. And we'll almost said burn, but we'll propel ourselves to a return trajectory anyway. We packed a lot of monopropellant, so it would not be a problem. I mean, it shouldn't be any problem, except that I will crash it. so badly. I can see myself already. And where are the kerbals? Wait, what? Oh, okay. And it's still just mid-early. Why? I don't know. Other games. Just my main focus is like Ark Survival, MechWarrior Online, Fallout 4, even GTA 5. And some strategy games like XCOM 2. My latest small love is Northgard. It's strange, it looks like it doesn't want to respond at all, but we do have electric charge, we do have monopropellant, and we do have Kerbals on board. It's just acting strange. Flight Simulator I never tried. As I said, I'm not really a good pilot. I'm a very inexperienced one. And why on earth this doesn't do anything useful? Okay, we are going to make it manual if I can. Last time I piloted something which resembled a simulator that was inally dangerous, like a year ago, and I'm really much waiting for the persistent universe in the Star Citizen. But other than that, I only played some helicopter simulator back in like 99 or something that. So before this century. You mean you pilot a real aircraft in real life? That should be pretty cool. Anyways, this name link is just bugs the hell out of me. And I don't know why it works like this way. It shouldn't. It's moving on the jaw axis, but there is no jaw control at all, and I'm in space. Oh, are you a commercial pilot? Wow, then you should play this game, not me. I like to build something, so we should work together. I build, you fly. Or something like that. But for now I have to try to land this bitch somehow first. And we're touching the air above Kerbaling right now. It should make this bitch a little less wonky. Oh, I see. I just missed a word with 4 letters. I guess so. I can remember when Scott Manley played with a real astronaut. That was hilarious too. That guy just pushed up some big tank and a small engine and go to the other side of the world. Yes. I just hope Nicole and Nefurt Kerman are ready to die this day. Because for me, I simply just do not like to have these little wings on a plane and this little propulsion. But we are going so slow. I'm going to make it a little bit faster, because we never touch the ground. And whoa! It's totally okay. Make it slower. I almost accidentally make it as first. Flip out and make it to go as first. And that wouldn't any good for sure. Okay, it's happening. It's still happening. But I haven't really saw beforehand is we are going into the water. If this thing has any gliding capabilities, then maybe I will be okay. Yes, you can. It's the same as my name minus the gaming part. I mean my stage name, because my parents usually call me Richard. And we are going down for sure. Yeah, so simply GARYICE, and should be only me with this name, or maybe I don't know. No, it will be that. It's the same logo on the stream, like you see here, this GI, golden GI. Oh geez, I just keep getting warmer and warmer, and I don't like the looks of it. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. Oh, maybe it will balance itself out. Ugh. I was pitching those down so hard, it just simply flipped out. The good thing SAS is trying to balance it out. Let's see if we have any means to glide down. We have some control over it, but it's turning so slow, and it wants to go down, just down and down. It will be the end of your lives. Nefert and Nicole, it was good to serve with you. It was a pleasure, or something like that. Right now I'm as deep in the atmosphere, and I have some more control than before, so maybe I could salvage it somehow. We'll see. We'll see if this is a seaplane or just a flying brick. It looks like it's gliding, just fine, even though with these tiny wings. And if I can pull up just in the right time, I may be able to slow down. Enough for a splashdown without any disintegration. And yes, I lied, guys. You are here to live another day, and you were a pretty good crew. Just haven't freaked out when I free falling into the sea. Yep, it was a very beautiful move from me, at least. So this is it, and I'm kind of tired, so if nothing, which would you like me to do? I think I'm going to take a break. These guys, just a miracle if they live together. Happily after other. Oh, thank you, thank you. The best part is it's maiden flight, and it's a shuttle which is considered a very hard to do thing in KSP. At least I see a lot of forum question about it. So it looks like people have problem with it. I mean, to build it, but as you see, it was so simple. Just tick them once, even eyeballing it, and it's still. Yep, absolutely deadly. Normally. Oh, my very first time try with shuttle. It went so horribly wrong. First of all, the external tank just rolled over the craft. So just make a splashdown on it. That was hilarious. The very first try, and then I made what's that called? That little red-headed stabilizer launch clamps, I guess. Yeah, launch clamps. So I made them to stabilize it, and I messed up the staging. So it was a total disaster. It was a whole day work to create my first somewhat fly capable shuttle, so I never ever tried again except now. That's something. Catapulted back to the wob. Jeez. I guess you messed up the staging and they just shoot you out, or you wanted to drop the side boosters and accidentally drop the shuttle itself, I guess. So that's what I can imagine. The power distribution. Oh yeah, so you just simply turn over and heading to the next building. Yeah, that happened to me either. Oh. Yep, small errors in this game, just so hilarious sometimes. Yeah, the only trick is to make a shuttle is to make the engines on the shuttle angled and try to match the center of mass with the center of, I mean with the vector of the thrust. That's the only hard part. If you realize how that could be done, then as you see, it was only almost 2 hours to make and to fly it, and that's it. It's a shuttle. I will be upload this craft to Kerbaling, and we let others make the balancing act on it. I mean, you saw it was nibbling left and right, and I don't know why, so I can only guess, just because I eyeballed these engines and not much SAS I'm using for a purpose, because the real shuttle doesn't use any or that much, so SAS from the cabin considered cheating among totally experienced players. I just cannot do without it. So, but I haven't put anywhere any other piece of, except the probe that has had a small, that tiny, this one, tiny inline reaction wheel. But in the craft there is no other. Does it have it? Yes, it has. Here. But in the craft there is no other, nor hidden, nor, and you saw me create it. It's only what the cabin produced. That was all the SAS I used, so with power like these, I don't know. I don't really know what's the Buran space shuttle. I'm not really educated in real life space program. But a water landing, water splashing with a shuttle is just good, because if you mess up the thing so bad, you are just flip right back into your starting position and head first down to the asphalt. Now that is something bad design normally. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I really did. And I still don't know. You see, those arrows are pointing to the shuttle, and even with that the shuttle was empty, and this had some fuel in it. Strange. Maybe should I make it this way? I don't know. Okay, thank you for the information. That's a Russian version of the space shuttle. Yeah. I didn't know that, and that's a shame, because we are, as we talked about it, we are just neighbors to them. Anyway, good night, and again thank you for watching this stream. See you.